Okay, we're back. Okay, so I want here to talk a little more about emptiness because it is such an important idea. The absence of that which is false. Ultimate reality. Okay, now if either one of those two ideas got to you about what is meant by emptiness, you will have the feeling that it doesn't mean nothingness. Okay, something is there, but that something can only be seen with enlightened eyes. So it gets complicated. So let's chat a little bit more about how the Mahayanas saw enlightenment and emptiness and how they saw it working together. The idea is that once you're enlightened, you no longer see anything that is false. You only see things the way they really are. Okay? And given that, the Mahayanas were fond of saying a little meditation that went like this: Nirvana is samsara, is nirvana, is samsara. Samsara, as we talked about during the workshop very briefly, is the wheel of continuous rebirth. It's the everyday world. It's the one that says, yeah, you're going to live this life and you're going to be reborn, and that's what existence is for a human being. And for the Mahayanas to say that in the enlightened eyes you can be anywhere and still only see that which is really real. You don't have to wait for some other place or some other time. Everywhere you are with the enlightened mind is enlightened. So nirvana is samsara, is nirvana is samsara. Okay? And one of the things that really happened during this time is that people would meditate on these images of the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas that you have proliferating during this period. And it doesn't come out of nowhere. This idea that there are many Buddhas and bodhisattvas, first of all, you had the idea that there are as many as between, I think it's 8 and 26 early Buddhas, even in the early period. And these Buddhas don't have a historical footprint, but they have names, and the idea is that they stretch back over a long period of time, which in some ways feels a little bit like a promotion for the idea that enlightenment can happen. Now, it didn't just happen for this one person, it happened many, many times prior to Siddhartha Gautama gaining enlightenment. But there's the idea still there, embedded in that tradition, that there are many Buddhas, and so the Mahayanas start to take advantage of that. Then the idea that you could sort of access enlightened energy became very important. And these multiple Buddhas and bodhisattvas, multiple Buddhas and bodhisattvas, points to the idea that these guys allow you a vision of enlightened energy. And this emptiness thing, this is a tough gig. This isn't something you can just hang out in, right? So the idea is that with this meditating on a bodhisattva or one of these enlightened figures is a new form of meditative practice during this period called sadhana. And in meditating on the image of this Buddha, recreating the colors and the incredible look of ease and everything about the Buddha nature and the Buddha feel that this visionary moment gives you, allows you to be in touch with this energy, with this enlightened energy. And so one of the things that's just interesting about this period is that, I'm looking here, I want to check something, is that you begin to have a new idea of who the Buddha is, okay, and what the Buddha is. And an idea starts to develop during this time period called the Trikaya, or the three-body theory. And it's a way of sort of understanding that there may be a multiplicity of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but they all actually come back to the one. So in this way, you could have multiple Buddhas, you could have multiple Bodhisattvas, but they're not there to promote an ideal of dualism, an ideal that there's a distinction between subject and object. The idea here is that all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas attain from the one energy. Okay? So the three bodies of the Buddha, or the Trikaya theory, puts out there that there is Dharmakaya, the body of Dharma, which is a place where the really real is there. It's equated with nirvana. It's created with this dynamic energy that is what we're all shooting to have. And there's that body. Stemming from that is something called the Sambhoga Kaya, which is also called the Kaya, or the body of bliss. And it is in this level that you can most apprehend the energy of enlightenment. And it is also in this level where you apprehend all these different Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Okay? And so that's a very important place, because the message of enlightenment, or the communication of enlightened energy, happens in the Sambhogakaya. Okay? Then the third body is called the Nirmanakaya, and that's actually the magical creation body that was the Buddha in his historical Buddha-ness. And if you remember back to the Lakotaravadins, the teaching of those who believed that the Buddha was divine, there they talked, I'm just about to hit my 7 minutes here, so I'm going to tell you in a moment what the Buddha thought. Okay.